Hi, this is Mariette Hartley, and you are listening to TV Confidential.
Ed Robertson, the reminder that we'll play more of a conversation with Les Lanham later on in this hour. Be up and stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we'll begin our second hour by playing part 2 of a conversation that began last week with Louise Sorel. Louise Sorel, the actress known around the world as Vivian Edelman on Days of Our Lives, and Augusta Lockridge on Santa Barbara. Louise's new book, If There Were No Dogs, Musings and Mutterings, is a collection of prose pieces and poems drawn from her life, childhood, and career, in which Louise not only shares memories about working with the likes of Art Carney, Charles Boyer, Rita Moreno, George C. Scott, Walter Pidgeon, and Dame Judith Anderson, but reveals how she navigated a sometimes difficult childhood with emotionally distant parents by discovering the theater at a young age and through her lifelong love of animals. If There Were No Dogs, available bookbaby.com, amazon.com, wherever books are sold online. For our listeners on the East Coast, Louise is scheduled to appear at United Solo, the world's largest solo theater festival in New York City, Saturday, November 15th, beginning at 2 p.m. She'll read passages from If There Were No Dogs, followed by a question and answer session. Tickets and more information, unitedsolo.org. Louise, one of my favorite parts of the book is where you share a few memories of the years when you were married to Herb Edelman. That's one of my. I always liked him as an actor. I enjoyed learning a little bit about him as a person.
Wonderful human. I'm absolutely I've said this out loud before. My error was in not allowing that marriage, not going on with that marriage. That was like, he was golden. Everybody loved him. There was just no way you didn't. And he was wonderfully talented. Still, you can see him, of course, on The Golden Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And movies I just was so upset because Bob Redford was a friend of ours, and he had done Barefoot in the Park with Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And then we spent time with Bob up in Utah, with his beautiful land up there. And he was just a superb human. And, Bob loved Herbie. I mean, he was just that kind of person that you just wanted around. And he and Bob did some very funny things when they were on Barefoot. And Herb was just, you couldn't say anything negative about this man on any level. Until the day he died, we were friends, and he was with another lovely woman at that point, and she called me when he was dying at the motion picture home. So we were there with him. Very special, very important human, I like to say.
Again, this is juxtaposition, because at least when we see him on screen, whether he's doing a dramatic part, whether he's doing a comedic part, he was a very tall, imposing guy, but he was very known for his bald head, and he kind of had that native New Yorker twang in his voice, and so I was delighted to discover what a romantic he was.
Yes.
He wooed you with the series of postcards and letters.
Yes, I was in Greece. I mean, they were arriving on a boat on the ship I was on. Jeez, I mean, drawings. He could, he was a wonderful artist. And, I mean, it was like, what is it when you're a war bride, kind of? That's kind of what I was. I was getting letters on ships and under my door in Greece. That's how it kind of continued that way until I came back. I got typhoid while I was there. So I came back in bad shape. But, yeah, he was, I can't say enough about him as a human being. He was so gifted and kind and a true soul. He didn't know how to be anything else, really.
And he called you Louie.
He called me lots of things. Wheezy. He called me Wheezy.
Okay, but I like that he called you Louie.
Yeah.
I think that would not have been the first name I would have picked for you, but I think it's cool. When I read that passage, I marked it with a couple of asterisks and said, I like that.
Funny.
I don't know why, I just like that.
I actually proposed to him.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. He said, what's your hurry? I'd never been married. I mean, it never occurred to me, but I thought, who else in the world would there be? Oh, having been around for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
He was like nobody I ever met, really. A lot of people felt that way about him. So I can't say enough, really.
Yes, and you give your readers a picture of who Herb was as a person, and in so doing, you reveal pieces of your heart, who you were as a person. And again, that one of your stated goals was to hope to evoke, reactions from your reader, and you succeeded on that count as well.
Oh, good. Thank you, Ed. Thank you.
If There Were No Dogs, Musings and Mutterings, the new book by our guest Louise Sorel, available Amazon.com, where books are sold online. Louise will be reading passages from If There Were No Dogs at United Solo, the world's largest solo theater festival in New York City, Saturday, November 15th, starting at 2 o'clock that afternoon. For more information, you can follow Louise on Facebook. I loved the stories you shared about Dame Judith Anderson, your co-star on Santa Barbara. This seems like a made-for-TV movie type of moment, but it actually happened. I mean, you were looking forward to meeting her because she was a great theater actress. She was known for playing Medea. One of the first roles that triggered your love for the theater as a young girl was playing Medea. And so meeting her was it was very important that you meet her in the right way.
Yeah.
And yet, because you happened to meet on a photo shoot and circumstances didn't allow it, you were half dressed when you first met her.
Yes, you can say that.
But she rolled with it.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, nothing. When we meet, sometimes when we meet our idols, we can get all caught up and tongue-tied until we realize that they're not idols; they're people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she was just. Oh my God, that was just show-stopping.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you bonded immediately because she recognized immediately a fellow actor and a fellow stage actor, more importantly. And that's a very, I'm not an actor, but I've talked to enough actors to know that there's something about working on the stage that connects actors immediately, because sometimes you get this on a movie set, but what the difference in a movie set, I mean, you're together for 3 months at a time, but not all actors are there for 3 months because But if you're on a play, and if you're lucky to be on a successful play, you're with virtually the same troupe for 6 months, 9 months, however long the play runs. You become very, very close as fellow actors.
Yes, definitely. Well, at this point I can't remember, but I did. This lovely actor Lane Davies, who was on Santa Barbara, he's still doing Shakespeare. He's got a theater company now. But he wanted to do Hamlet in a Hollywood theater called the Globe. I mean, nobody goes to Shakespeare in Hollywood. So I said, you must be out of your mind. He said, well, we're going to do it. So he asked me to do Gertrude. And you know who did Gertrude. And so guess who comes to see it? And I'm playing Gertrude, and Dame Judith is in the audience. I thought I was going to die.
And yet, you two were fast friends and lifelong friends.
Yes.
And one of the things that surprised you about her is that I guess it doesn't surprise because it's one of the things that makes us people. She got a kick out of discovering even the most mundane things for the first time. Mundane, like going to McDonald's.
Yes. How did this food get into this car? Oh God! I mean, they were just, and she used to flirt with, the young waiters, I mean, it was hilarious. She was, I don't know what age she was. She was in her late 80s. But, you know, she was giggly. She had a wonderful dog named Bozo, or Dachshund. And they used to howl together. I mean, it was just, you know, nobody would believe this about this woman because of her, you know, her history and her name and all of that. But she was bawdy. She flirted. She was a flirt. She loved her Bloody Marys in the morning. I say, Judith, don't you? That's not good. Oh, darling, what did she used to say? Now I can't remember the word.
I'm pickled.
I'm pickled. Yes. I mean, I'd never met anybody like this, and I will never, ever, ever forget her. And standing out on a lawn, holding hands with people in a circle, when she died. Oh God, it was just unbelievable.
Dame Judith Anderson is one of the many people that Louise shares memories of in her new book, If There Were No Dogs, Musings and Mutterings, available bookbaby.com, amazon.com, wherever books are sold online.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
One more item. If you're starting a company, particularly one that is in an emerging market, you know that averting any sort of legal dispute is crucial to your business plan. Our friends at Tectonic Law offer an array of services that can help you avoid and preempt future litigation while also developing and protecting your intellectual property and intangible assets. Tectonic Law serves the needs of a host of emerging industries throughout California and beyond, including industrial designers, beverage makers, artists, farmers, retail stores, health practitioners, wellness experts, cosmetics manufacturers, nonprofit organizations, innovators in sustainable practices, and libraries. Go to tectoniclaw.com to learn more about how Tectonic Law can help your business thrive. tectoniclaw.com. Rock solid representation for groundbreaking industries.
This portion of TV Confidential is brought to us by our friends at Front Porch Realty, the community of realtors in the Northern Bay Area of California that is committed to finding the solution that is best for their clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to sell or lease your property in Northern California, call Karen Strain at 415-886-7411 or visit frontporchrealtygroup.com for more information on how they can help you.
Ed Robertson, thanking you for listening to the TV Confidential podcast. If you like what you hear, please hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss our next episode.
Hi, this is Barbara Feldon, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
You mentioned Shakespeare. You have a little essay. I mean, you have a short essay, not a little essay.
Very short, because I don't want to sound. I even thought it was a bit pretentious, but
Well, this is the recovering English major in me, who took Shakespeare at 8 o'clock in the morning during his senior year. I love Shakespeare. I've talked to stage actors. Even stage actors have told me 8 o'clock in the morning is too early for a class on Shakespeare. But the instructor was a man named Robert Hass, who about 10 years after I had him as a teacher went on to become U.S. Poet Laureate. And he was already a star on the rise in the literary world, and he was teaching both at St. Mary's where I went to school and UC Berkeley. So he had a very busy in-demand schedule, and so in order to have him available that semester to teach that class, it had to be at 8 o'clock in the morning because that was best for him.
My God.
So, but you have a line, and I never thought of it this way, Louise, but you have a line that, remember, Shakespeare was an actor, and he wrote for actors. I never thought of Shakespeare that way, but you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Well, no, I don't want to, I mean, I think that his writing, even though it is obviously poetry, or it feels like poetry, it's very real if you really read what he's saying in a way, in his language. And I think I wrote a simple thing about Shakespeare. And it's all about active. It's active. Mm-hmm. It's interacting with people in a different form, But I think people get caught up in spouting it when in fact it's conversation.
Yeah, it's just conversation written at a different time when people often spoke a certain way. But that style. But your point and the point you're making in that essay is that at the end of the day, he was writing the words not to be put on a pedestal and admired and deconstructed 500 years later. He wrote them for actors to perform in the moment, and being an actor and being a performer, he understood that, and so he wrote it in a way to facilitate the performance of those words as much as possible.
Yeah, very well spoken. That's me. Should be interviewing you, Ed.
Louise's new book, If There Were No Dogs, Musings and Mutterings, available Amazon.com, wherever books are sold online. You have a fun piece called Whatever Happened to...
Yes.
Everything. Rubber bands, Eisenhower Republicans, Wrigley Spearmint gun. You wrote, one of the things you wrote was Abba Zaba. What's an Abba Zaba?
Abba Zaba was once in a while you can find them. It was like a peanut butter. It was in a white, kind of a chewy package that was black and yellow.
Uh-huh.
And it was like very chewy, sort of, I don't know what the substance was on the outside, but it had peanut butter taste inside. They were delicious. Abba Zaba bars. I mean, you probably can find that on Google.
Okay.
Might be a picture of one.
All right. Okay. Well, no, I realized I could have Googled that myself before I asked you, but I circled that because, yes. Yes. All right. Okay. So you've got your upcoming reading in New York City on November 15th. You mentioned that you've got a whole bunch of other writings that you that you can draw from, that if we're lucky, maybe the basis of another book by Louise Sorel. What else are you working on at the moment that you're at liberty to share with our listeners?
Well, I wish I had something specific. I'm just pondering the next possibility of a book. But I just wanted, before I forget, it's also at Book Baby, who are the publishers.
Okay.
And Amazon, I've noticed that if you order it, it usually takes a few weeks. Not that it matters, but we've had a little issue with them. It's sort of, where's the book? that could be an issue. But people are getting it, but it sometimes takes more time, and it seems like the book isn't there or something. I don't know. You can't find anybody to talk to at Amazon.
Well, although there is a customer service number that I will pass your way off. No, it's true. You can. They don't publish it, but you can call that number and someone will answer the phone.
Oh, right. Great. Thank you. Well, Book Baby is also good because they were the publishers and they,
Well, if you can get it directly from the publisher, bookbaby.com. I've heard good things from writers who have worked with Book Baby before, so
yeah, I think they're pretty good. It's now on Kindle as well.
Yes, and so if you have a Kindle reader, you can conjure up Louise's book on your Kindle reader as well. Although I'm old school, I like holding a book in my hand.
Me too. I don't even have something to put. I mean, I had a whatever it's called, one of those. What is it? You know what I mean?
Yes.
For reading books on Kindle.
Yes.
But I don't have one anymore. I like holding a book.
Yeah. To me, that is part of the experience. It's holding the book in your hands, being able to mark it or to what's the word I'm looking for? Dog-ear pages so that your dog-ear favorite. I have books. I shouldn't admit this. I have books from when I was still in college. They are meaningful to me, and sometimes I will pull those books out and I'll remember something I wrote in the margins the next day that was meaningful to me then, and sometimes it's still meaningful to me now.
Oh, well, it's embarrassing, my bookcase. I mean, they're just spilling out books everywhere. It's just a mess, but I somehow decided I don't care. That's where they are, and that's where they're staying.
That's where they are. That's where they're staying. And I don't know whether you have a car, because living in New York, you don't need a car.
Not anymore.
But okay,
I did, of course.
All right. Well, then this is not an option. But I do this because you earlier in our conversation, you lamented you did not have a book on hand to give your friend. I have a box with some of my books in the back of my car. And so that if the opportunity presents itself, I just happen to have a copy of the book.
Yeah,
so,
good.
Yeah,
I want one of your books. You have to tell me what book to get.
I will. I will take care of that.
Okay.
I will take care of that for you.
Good.
Yeah. See, asking you shall receive. If There Were No Dogs, Musings and Mutterings by Louise Sorel, available bookbaby.com, amazon.com, where books are sold online. If you are listening to us on the East Coast, Louise Sorel will be appearing at United Solo Saturday, November 15th in New York City, beginning at 2 p.m. Tickets and more information, unitedsolo.org. One of the reasons I like talking to you, Louise, is that I may start with a set of questions, but inevitably the conversation will go in different directions, and I don't always know where it's going to go. I just know it's going to be fun and interesting talking to you.
Well, you're just wonderful, because you do the homework, and then you also have so much else to offer that it doesn't feel. I mean, it's an interview, but it just feels more like conversation. And that's always interesting.
Well, that's how I try to do this. I don't try to do this QA. I try to make it as if we're having a conversation over coffee.
That's great. Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ed. This has just been lovely.
We'll play more of a conversation with Les Lanham when we come back here in TV Confidential.